Tara was very well known in this community and well liked in her community. So she had many contacts and friends in various parts of the community. As the hours turned into days, days into weeks, weeks into months, and eventually months into years, the search efforts never ceased. Through these 11 plus years, the GBI and other law enforcement officers have received hundreds and hundreds of tips. The GBI handles unsolved cases in the same manner we handle our active investigations. All open files are reviewed every couple of months. That way we do not have cold cases. Each and every tip that came in was vetted and checked against what we had already done in this investigation. Interviews were conducted, searches were executed, multiple DNA samples were collected. Each lead was thoroughly exhausted. Unfortunately, all of these leads ended with a dead end until the last couple of days. A few days ago, an individual came forward and reported that they had information into Tara's disappearance. This information made it to my office, and our case agent, Jason Shadell, was sent out to conduct an interview. This interview generated several more interviews, which was followed up by the rest of our office here. Through these interviews, enough probable cause was discovered so we could swear out an arrest warrant charging Ryan Alexander Duke with the murder of Tara Grinstead. Duke was taken into custody yesterday afternoon and a warrant was issued this morning. I'm sure that there are going to be many questions. I may be able to answer some of those questions, but in the interest of the integrity of our investigation, I may not be able to answer or respond at this time. There will be a written press release as well as a booking photograph that will be provided through the GBI Public Affairs Office. Before I take any questions, I want to, again, Connie Grinstead would like to make a brief statement. Please respect her privacy and refrain from asking her any questions. Thank you.
Thank you for coming today. On behalf of Billy and myself, the first thing that I want to do is to thank God for answered prayers. We would also like to thank the GBI for all of their years of hard work and dedication to Tara's investigation. We always believed in the GBI and their dedication to our case. We always believed that it would be solved. We just did not know when. We would also like to thank all of the local law enforcement for cooperating and working with the GBI through the years, as well as many others in this community and beyond. We lived in Osceola for 8 years. Tara lived with us here for 4 of those years. When we moved here, you welcomed us with open arms and treated us as if we were one of your own. You did the same thing for Tara when she moved in with us, and we are so grateful to you for that. She was able to fulfill many of her dreams right here in Osceola. She loved being a teacher, and she was very good at it. So many people have been hurt by this. We hope and pray that with time, this community can finally have closure and start to heal from this. For us, this just starts another chapter in a very long and painful journey. We ask that you keep us in your prayers. Our wounds are deep and our hearts are broken. We realize that everybody is going to want answers. You'll have a lot of questions, and that will come in time. But for now, we ask of the media to please respect our privacy and give us the chance to grieve and to process all that has taken place. Thank you.
As I stated earlier, I can try to field a couple of questions, but again, the integrity of our investigation takes precedent over everything else. We still Anticipate several more interviews and investigative actions that will be coming in the next couple of weeks. Do I have any questions?
Can you tell us anything about Ms. Grinstead's remains?
I'm not allowed to answer that at this time. Thank you.
How old was Ryan Duke and what was his relation to Tara?
What I can say from our investigation was he did attend that high school and graduated about 3 years prior to the incident.
Do you have a solid case?
It's not proper for us to comment on that at this time.
Can you speak about motive?
That motive would be coming from Duke.
Is Duke hired a lawyer that you're aware?
I don't have that information right now.
Where's he being held right now?
He is here in the Irwin County Sheriff's detention.
Has he been cooperative?
Has he confessed to this
Has he
crime?
been cooperative?
I'm not allowed to answer that question.
Was he alone?
Again, I can't speak to certain aspects of this investigation, so at this time I'm not allowed to answer that.
Do you anticipate any more arrests?
That's a very good question, and again, we have several more interviews to do and investigative actions, so it'd be hard for me to answer that at this time.
Had you previously interviewed Duke throughout the
I
investigation?
can say that this gentleman never came up on our radar through the investigation.
Who is the person that came to you initially several weeks ago? I mean, without a name.
Yes, ma'am. I'm not allowed to say that's why I called him an individual and did not identify them. on
Is it a
camera.
local person?
I will not answer
What
that.
makes you think that there was some foul play?
Ma'am?
What thoughts, what makes you all say that there was some foul play during the investigation?
Because she went missing.
Did the DNA on the glove tie to this?
I'm sorry,
The
what?
DNA on the glove found, is it tied to this? Or you tied?
Again, that's an evidentiary question, and I'm not allowed to speak on that.
Thank you, sir.
What about the body? Do you have any leads on that?
At this time, I'm not allowed to discuss that.
Do you have any rough timeline about when the case will be wrapped up, you think?
I don't. Again, this has taken 11 years and 4 months to get us to where we are here. What I can say is that we identified a person that was responsible for her death, and we have him in our custody right now.
You found the remains?
I cannot answer that right now. Is there any more questions?
Did the incident happen at her home or was it somewhere else?
Our evidence and our investigation, she went missing from her home.
Can you tell us anything about how she died? Like gunshots?
I'm not allowed to discuss that.
What charges have been made?
It's a murder charge. It's 16-5-1.
One count of murder.
One can.
No additional counts?
Abduction or anything like that? Was it just
Again, we have our district attorney's office represented here. Those are types of questions that will be coming in the next several weeks, and that's for them to handle that.
Will there be another press release?
I can't anticipate that at this time.
Was
We
he a
just,
student in any of her classes?
we know he attended that high school.
At the time that she was teaching? At the time that she was teaching?
Yes.
Can you confirm if they had any type of personal relationship?
We don't have that information. Right now, I'd like to thank y'all for coming. I'm sorry, this is about all the questions I can answer at this time. Again, we have several more investigative actions that we're going to be taking, more people to interview.